Hey guys, thanks for going on this nerd journey with me. If you want your episodes ad-free, go to makemeanerd.com/join and hit that button.
Hooked on you, baby, you're golden. Time moves, I never noticed. Just can't get enough. Got me wonderstruck.
Welcome to Make Me a Nerd. I'm Mandy Kaplan, a mainstream mom whose mission it is to explore the world of nerd culture that I've been missing out on and afraid of my whole life. What a journey I've been on. If you're new to this podcast, you take like a Swiftie who loves NFL and reality TV, and you start introducing her to things like Star Wars and Star Trek and D&D, and you get Make Me a Nerd. That's what we're here to do, is to see what a middle-aged lady thinks of all of this stuff that I'm catching up on. So welcome aboard if you're new. And my guest is not new. My guest is returning, having done past episodes about Labyrinth, but our friendship survived. No, not Labyrinth. What was the other one?
Return to Oz.
Return to Oz. Oh, I did like Return to Oz. Sorry. Chrissy Lenz did Labyrinth and our friendship survived. And Showgirls and our friendship barely survived. I mean, hanging on by a thread. And she is back to nerducate me about Pushing Daisies. It's just Jimenez!
Hi, I'm back. And I'm just going to say, if there's awards for convincing you that a show is awesome, I feel like I won on this one. I feel like I'm feeling really confident about Pushing Daisies and you liking it this time.
You'll never know, or you won't know for a few minutes. So Pushing Daisies was on in 2009?
Seven and 8.
And 9. Yeah. And if elevator pitch it for us, what is Pushing Daisies, first of all?
Pushing Daisies is a whimsical show about a pie maker who somehow has the ability to bring people back to life. But in doing so, someone else often has to pass. And through a series of events, he reconnects with his childhood sweetheart and keeps her alive. Hijinks ensue.
Okay. It is essentially a fairy tale. It's told like a fairy tale. It's colorful. It's really beautiful.
Yes.
When did you see it for the first time, and what do you love about it?
I saw it when it first came out, and
on ABC, old school, on your DVR, your TiVo, if you will.
I don't even know if that was around yet. I didn't have it, at least, but no, I remember watching it when it came out, and I had never seen anything like it on TV before. Maybe a movie, but not on TV. And again, I always come back to the word whimsical. I just think the colors of it, the storytelling, like you said, it's like a fairy tale. And I think I just, as a theater person as well, like it just has such a theatrical appeal to it. And then actually I rewatched it during the pandemic. So it had been years since I watched it, and fell in love with it, and watched it one more time recently, and then again watched it for this podcast. So it brings me joy every time I watch it. It's even though it's dark subject matter, there's still so much joy that comes from it for me.
Yes. I'm going to do my best Mandy Cohen trademark, and I'm going to say our word of the day is theater. And every time we say theater, drink, because that's going to come up a lot. So my knowledge of this show is that back when it was on TV, I was already a nut for Tony Award-winning theater grand dame Kristen Chenoweth. Drink. And I thought, oh my gosh, Kristen Chenoweth on a network show. Yes, please. I saw that it was called Pushing Daisies. I saw that it was about death, and I didn't do it. I've never seen a frame.
Wow.
I've been very scared to see this. So for those of you who are new to my podcast, and Jess knows this about me because we're good friends in real life, but I have a lot of anxiety around death, and I don't really handle it well when characters are dying or facing death or talking about the afterlife. None of that. So this was a real like Xanax in one hand and my computer in the other, taking notes when I started. One of the things I liked about the show, but I question about the show. So Lee Pace plays the pie maker. He has the ability to bring a body back to life for only 1 minute and ask it how it died or try to solve a mystery. So he touches them on the forehead. They come to life in their mangled, burnt to a crisp or deformed car accident faces. And they say, "Oh, hey, what's up? Am I dead? Cool." And then they give some information about their death. And then he touches them and they die again. No one is negative or afraid or confused. And I liked that because it helped my anxiety. But I just question that, that people don't wake up and say, "What do you mean I'm dead?" Or, "Oh no, I'm dead. Tell my husband I love him." Or,
That'd be a different show.
It would be. It would be a very different show.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that angle of it?
It really never crossed my mind. I think because it's already, the fact that he's bringing things to life and it's never explained, it just kind of sets it up for like, this is how it is. Like, I just didn't question it because I didn't feel like it gave me, I don't know. I guess it just kind of set it up that this is the way it was. And I accepted it. I just accepted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think after one or two, I relaxed because I was like, oh, it's not going to be about death. It's going to be about life.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, the opening sequence really is very Tim Burton-esque. Do you agree?
100%. Yes.
The colors are saturated. The world is real and tangible, but a little off. Everything looks a little fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
I got Edward Scissorhands vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say more Alice in Wonderland just because of the colors, because Edward feels so dark. But you're right. I guess Edward does have a lot of brightness in like the suburbs of where everyone lives. But
Plus, I've never seen Alice in Wonderland. So therefore, it's Edward Scissorhands.
That's fine.
You're wrong. I'm right. Carry on.
But one of the things I love, and especially in rewatching it, is that you get so much information in 10 minutes, like the first 10 minutes of like, this is what's going on. This is what's going on with this little boy. I mean, they just set up the show, I think, so well in that first 10 minutes.
Well, they use a narrator to perfection, a classic narrator, Jim Dale, I believe.
Mm-hmm, that's
correct? Okay. So they use him so well. And most of the episodes, I think, start with Norman. Is that his name? The pie maker?
Ned.
But they always call him the pie maker.
Yes. At this moment, he's 9 years old, 38 minutes, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I love how they start every episode.
Yeah. I burnt out on that.
But, you did?
But there's a whole other thing happening. So when he's a little boy, Ned gets this ability. His dog is hit by a car and he's so grief-stricken and he touches the dog and the dog comes back to life. But doesn't that kill his neighbor?
No, that kills another animal.
Oh.
Saving his mom kills his neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
His neighbor, who's Chuck's dad. Right?
Chuck's dad, his love interest. Okay. Yes.
I mean, it's very soap opera-esque in all the twists and turns, but it is so rich and emotional and very funny. I have a lot of quotes because I think the writing is really special. And I think one of the reasons why this show comes to life and draws us in and we fall in love with every character is that it's almost entirely theater actors. Drink. Right?
Yes, totally. And honestly, you mentioned the narrator. One of the reasons this show came to mind for the podcast was because of one of your previous episodes. There was something with a narrator and you said, "Oh, there's not enough shows with narrators. I love a narrator." And I was like, ding, light bulb. I was like, we need to do Pushing Daisies.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, again, narrator, check. You love theater, drink, check. And I thought it was, we have to drink every time I say whimsical now, but fantastical, let's say.
Yes.
I just thought it checked a lot of boxes that I thought you would like. And, I hope I'm right. But yes, so many theater actors come along through the seasons and it brings me joy every time. I'm like, oh, look, there's Raul. Oh, look, there's,
Yeah. Yeah. It's really beautifully acted. So theater actors, Lee Pace is like a Juilliard graduate. By the way, how freaking tall is that man? He's 6'5".
Yes. I love him.
And I love any scene he's in. I don't know how tall Anna Friel is, but any scene he's in with Kristen Chenoweth is hilarious because she's
yes.
4'10" and he's 6'5". But am I saying his name right? Chi McBride? Chi McBride. I don't know if he's a theater actor, but he is perfection on the show.
Oh yeah, Emerson Codd is a great character. I mean, I love that he knits. Like, you just like, what a weird thing to give his character, but I love that about it.
Yep. Swoosie Kurtz, Ellen Green playing the wacky aunts to perfection. And then every guest star is a Broadway luminary. So well done, whoever cast the show, which I should know, and I don't.
I don't either. But I love it.
Right?
It's like watching The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age is all Broadway actors as well, which I love.
Which one is that? Is that Christine Baranski?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Cynthia Nixon. Jeremy watches it. You don't watch it with him?
No, I don't. First of all, I try to avoid him at all costs. No, I go to sleep so early, and then he, watches a lot of stuff without me. Cammie Patton casts the show. Okay. Good job, Cammie Patton.
Yeah. And this was Lee Pace. If I remember correctly, this role, like this is who they wanted. Like, he was the guy, and I don't think he was available, and then he became available. So it's weird to think of someone else playing that role to me, because this might have been my first exposure to Lee Pace, and I've been following his career ever since. And
you're not supposed to expose yourself to Lee Pace or to anyone. I just want to point that out. Cut that out. I don't know him. I saw him in Bodies, and that's it. I don't really know Lee Pace. Yeah.
I mean, he's in a lot of the newer Star Wars movies, which is funny because I think at one point in one of the episodes, he makes a joke about how it's the episode where he's fighting with a sword. I think that's like episode 2 or 3. It's the one with the funeral, but he's fighting with like a sword, and he's like, I always wanted to be a Jedi. And it's just funny that
now he is
20 something years later, he's now a bad guy in the Star Wars movies. So
yeah. I really like him.
Oh yeah, you should look into some of his stuff. He's got some really fun stuff.
Well, a lot of it is nerdy. Interestingly, Guardians of the Galaxies, The Hobbits. Those are not in my purview.
That's you go.
Not a word. Captain Marvel. Oh, he's like a nerd's dream.
Yeah, but he's also done some like arty things. Like, there was a movie. Oh, I'm never gonna remember the name of it. But basically, he tells like a fantasy story. He's in a hospital and tells us this like fantasy story to a little girl. I'll have to find it and send it to you later. But that was I remember loving that movie. Of course, I can't remember the name.
Right.
Don't put me on the spot, Mandy. Dang it.
I'm not. I like Lee Pace. Because I've only seen him play dark and skeezy. So he's so innocent and sweet, and he's a little wooden, which I know is intentional, but it bums me out that I didn't get to see him a full range of emotions in this first. I watched the first, however many are on the first DVDs, the first 9 episodes or something.
Well, the reason there's only 9 episodes season 1 is because of the writer's strike.
Right.
And so that's a big part of why this show unfortunately didn't succeed. It won a ton of Emmys, and it did? It was nominated, I think, like almost 20 I'm probably way off, but I think it was like 20, and they won like 7 or something ridiculous. Like, they won a bunch of Emmys, but I think they were already canceled. Like, and it was just,
oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So it was really a bummer for fans, because we were left so unsatisfied, because I know you didn't see season 2, but there's so many things unresolved, and they tried to, last episode put it into like a nice little package, but there's just so many things like, what about this? What about this? Which I don't want to tell you in case you decide to pursue season 2.
Yes.
So initial feelings, you got into episode 1. It's a lot of information, but you were in it, or you're like, we'll see.
Okay. Fun fact, Pete, Sting. The show was nominated for 57 awards and won 18 of them, including 7 Primetime Emmy Awards with 2 short seasons.
Wow. I was right with 7. I pulled that out. I don't know where.
Chenoweth won for Best Supporting Actress. Oh, good
Oh,
for them.
that's so good. And she's great. My only complaint about her, I hate her clothes in this show. I love Chuck's clothes. I think she is dressed so vintagey and cute. I don't know what they put Olive Snook in. I hate her clothes.
I take umbrage with that.
Oh
I
no.
liked her clothes, but I did make a note about Chuck's dresses and that I want every single one of them.
Right? But it's like, what is Olive wearing? That zip up
Yeah.
thing as a weight? I hated that. You like
Yes.
No.
She's perfection.
Well, you can have her clothes. I'll take Chuck's.
Side note, her hair is amazing. I would never have the guts, but her cute little bob Chenoweth. Oh,
Yeah. Which is
I
funny
love
because
it.
in episode 1, her hair is long. And so obviously time had passed between the pilot and the second episode because I was like, gosh, I remember her having short hair. And then when I saw the second episode, I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't crazy. It was just one episode. She had long hair. But
Well, there's a chance you're crazy. That
I mean,
doesn't,
yeah.
has nothing to do with her hair. All
Yeah.
right. When we come back from this break, we're going to start breaking down these episodes and all our thoughts and the things we love after this. Hey, while I have your attention, let me tell you that Make Me a Nerd is a production of True Story FM, engineering by the peerless Pete Wright, my pie maker. That makes no sense, but I wanted to say it. My theme song is Wonderstruck by Jane and the Boy. On Instagram, you can get me at Mandy_Kaplan_Clavens, both with K's, or on TikTok at Mandy Miscast. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please take a minute and write a review. It helps more people find the podcast. And if you're feeling really supportive, join the club just as a member. Go to makemeanerd.com/join, and that will get you your episodes ad-free and early and my eternal gratitude. Episode 1. So this was chock-full, this episode, because they had to give us all the backstory and then bring us up to speed in the present. And did you recognize the guest star playing the owner of the travel boutique? Miscast's very own Julie Whitner.
No way! I did not know that.
Yes.
Well, that must have been a fun surprise for you.
It was great. Yeah. A lot of friends on the show.
Episode 2, I knew. I was like, I don't want to say anything. I wanted you to be surprised.
Yes. So he finds, I don't even remember the plot because I did watch it over a week ago, but he finds Chuck and brings her back to life and can't bear to touch her again and kill her.
Yes.
And then eventually in this pilot episode tells her, I can bring people back to life. I brought you back to life. And the relief I felt that it wasn't going to be the secret he kept for the whole series. I'm so sick of books and shows where somebody's got a secret and they almost tell them and then they can't. This doesn't truck in that, as Tommy Metz says.
No, I mean, they just, again, it's that episode really gives you, like you said, so much information, but I never felt overwhelmed. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Okay. Like, I really think it's such a solid first episode pilot. No notes.
Yeah.
What's your notes? I know you have notes. Give me your notes.
No, I don't have notes. I just, that I was so pleased by that it's like, that's the easy way to go, right? To having a secret is a big dramatic ploy and they just didn't use it. And that is so much more interesting to me.
Yes, for sure.
And then first line of dialogue, he says, I hate to be a bad host, but I'm sort of exhausted from chasing your coffin. I just delight in the dialogue.
Yeah. One of the things I also love is how the narrator will be like, Ned was confused. And then it cuts to Ned. I'm confused. Like, yes. I always love that repetitiveness with the narrator.
Yes. I mean, we've seen it done before. It's not a new convention, but it is really amusing and keeps it light, keeps it bouncy. This thing had so many twists. You know, my head was spinning, but it was all good. It didn't feel cheap or like, wait, I'm just catching up. I enjoyed. It was like a thinking man's soap opera with the twists and turns. And I like that.
It's a fairy tale, but it's also a murder mystery. I mean, every episode, there's a mystery to solve. So it's again one of those shows that I just hadn't seen where it was all those things combined of, a fantasy and murder mystery and romance. It's
Mhm.
such a great, I feel like it's a show that a family could watch together because even though again it's dark subject matter, it's done so lightheartedly that, teens could watch this with their parents, kind of a show.
Yeah, I don't see why not. So you mentioned that it's a murder mystery each week, like a Murder She Wrote or any one of those procedurals, actually. That was my lesser favorite part of the show. I
Oh,
was so invested in Chuck and Ned and Emerson Codd and Olive Snook and the aunts and I loved the guy, what do you call it, coroner. I loved every character. That when we met the wacky case of the week, I
uh-huh.
was less invested.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, again, I loved it all. I mean, I'm super invested in the characters, but I mean, you need something to drive each episode. But no, I can see that. Out of all the layers this show has, yeah.
And they create these mysteries that they do. Like, let's get to episode 2. I mean, so convoluted, these plots. This, it's like a choose your own adventure. Yes, and yes, and yes, and I just that was less interesting to me.
Okay.
But episode 2 stars our dear friend Patrick Fabian.
Yes, I didn't want to tell you. Did you know he was in it?
No,
Okay, so I was like, don't say anything, don't say anything. So that must have been a fun little surprise. Yes.
it was a very fun surprise. He always plays an asshole, and he's Patrick Fabian. For those who don't know, was Howard on Better Call Saul and Professor Lasky on Saved by the Bell, the college years. But he's the nicest guy in the whole wide world. He's like family to me, but he always plays smarmy, gross, lying, dirty characters. This episode was no exception. He's like a car salesman and gross. But the cars, what was the car called? It was a butterfly?
It was made out of dandelions. I think it was,
Dandelion.
yeah.
They look futuristic, but they also look
Yes.
very fake and plasticky. And that got me thinking, when the hell does this take place? And there is no time period for Pushing Daisies, is there?
No, I mean, because it's not like they're using cell phones or computers. I mean, even by the vehicles they drive, you wouldn't get an actual sense. Or the way they dress. I mean, yeah. I kind of like that it's evergreen.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And the lack of technology is just a dream.
I know. It
Watch-
really is.
Watching characters text, nothing worse.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agree. I will say one thing that I thought was, you were talking about being convoluted, is the one character, like, did they have to give her a bulimia storyline? I thought that was so weird rewatching it. I was like, what? Why? But okay, that was like one thing that bumped me watching the second episode. I was like,
Yeah.
at least they were like, I hope she gets help. And, it's like, okay, positive spin, I guess, on the end.
I know they cram a lot in, but that's the nature of this show. You were describing how many genres it covered, and it does try to cram a little bit of everything in, which I think is wonderful because there's something for everybody. But I think it could be Coco Chanel'd and 2 pieces could be removed at times.
Agreed. I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought one of the first things you would say about episode 2 was the cheese box.
I did. A cheese box? Yes, please. That is exactly what I wrote. My first note after Patrick Fabian.
As soon as I rewatched, I was like, oh, Mandy's going to want a cheese box now.
Oh, she wants it bad, Jess.
Yeah. For those who don't know, they call their refrigerator a cheese box. That's all they put in it is cheese.
The 2 aunts. This
The
is
2 aunts,
Ellen Green and Swoosie Kurtz.
Yes.
A one-eyed Swoosie Kurtz.
Oh, God, she's so good. I just love this role for her.
It's all good. And this is the first episode. So it's the second in the series, and Kristen Chenoweth already starts singing. And
Yes.
of course, I love it.
Yes.
I want to take a minute to talk about Kristen Chenoweth on this show.
Okay.
If gun to your head, wouldn't you describe her as like a larger than life personality?
Yes.
bubbly, big characters, funny voice, quirky, quirky, quirky.
Yeah.
Not Olive Snook.
No.
What
Olive, yeah.
what a brilliant performance.
Mhm.
She's understated and vulnerable. So Olive Snook works at the pie shop with Ned and is pining away for him and loving him and resenting Chuck's arrival at the pie shop.
Mhm.
But she's not a villain. She's not a shallow character.
No, you feel terrible for her. She's, so in love with Ned and he just has no interest.
And then she also ends up really deeply caring about Chuck and
Yeah.
getting invested in their romance.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, she's a layered character in this because, you're not rooting for her, but you kind of are rooting for her because I think deep down everyone wants Chuck and Ned to be together, but you're also like, oh, but poor Olive, like she deserves some love.
Right.
Yeah. I loved her. She deserved the Emmy. Good for her.
Yeah, it's a beautiful performance. And then they pair her a few episodes later with Emerson Codd, and they become like the Jack and Karen
Yes.
of the show. And they are hilarious together.
What's the poop? She always says, what's the poop instead of the scoop? She cracks me up.
My mom says that.
Oh, she does. So maybe didn't crack you up then.
No, my mom, sidebar, my mom ends phone calls by going, so that's the poop. I'll talk to you later. And it's like, oh God, could you stop saying that? But she is who she is.
Whoops.
So one thing I was thinking around this time was what an incredible book this would have made if Pushing Daisies had been written as a series of romantasy novels.
Mm-hmm.
Then all those details wouldn't feel so crammed into me. Because in a book, you can explore each thing. Yeah. Wouldn't this have made a great book?
Yeah, I'd still read it if they turned it into a book. I loved it. Yeah. It's such because I think it would be a light read, but the mystery would keep you going. And I mean, you could have probably explored a lot more than we got in these 2 short seasons.
Yep. And I believe I saw there's a short comic book to continue season 3, but nothing ever materialized. But they thought maybe it would live on as comic books.
Well, season 3 is coming.
Okay, what do you know?
They announced it earlier this year. So that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to do Pushing Daisies is because it's coming back after almost 20 years in 2027. It's supposed to come back. And the cast, excuse me, I got emotional there. No, the cast is all for it. Brian Fuller is charging ahead with it. So it was announced maybe in the spring, I think, which was funny because I had just done my rewatch of it. And I was like, I did that. I manifested that.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome, everyone.
While promoting his new film, Dust Bunny, Fuller spoke with Comic Book and shared encouraging news about the future. So this was in 25. He said the cast was willing.
Yeah.
And he has a new pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So but maybe you have more recent news than that?
I mean, I feel like it was like full on announced. Like if you go to IMDb even, it's like on there. But maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I'll take whatever hope I can hold on to for that show. Because again, you're left so unsatisfied. I mean, I don't want to say completely unsatisfied, but there was just so many things that were set up that never got, a fair shot. And I mean, like, oh, I don't want to jump ahead if you want to go episode by episode, but there's things with Emerson, that you're just like, what happens with him? Like you started this storyline and where does it go? Because he's one of my favorite characters.
But that's the shitty thing about cancel culture. I don't mean cancel about these. No, everyone's on such a short leash. No one's allowed time to develop. And if you don't have the numbers initially, you're done. And it leaves true fans. And this show has a crazy, passionate fandom.
Yes.
It leaves all those nerds with unanswered questions. It's cruel.
Yeah. It's so cruel. And I am really curious how they're going to pick it up. And are they going to continue where they left off? Are they going to, I'm assuming time will have passed. I'm really excited to see what they throw out for this 3rd season 20 years later.
I have a deep fear about
Mhm.
it, and I will
Yes.
share it when we come back. Welcome back. I'm so glad you came back. We were talking about a season 3 of Pushing Daisies, and Kristen Chenoweth looks very, very different. She has gone down the plastic surgery path. I don't know about Anna Friel, but my fear is that they will look it'll look more like a Real Housewives than this innocent, sweet, whimsical fairy tale that we love.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, they're gonna have to address the time passage. There's no way they can just pick off everyone looks 15 to 20 years older at this point. I mean, I'm sure Lee Pace is not going to look as sweet and innocent as he used to, or Anna. Who knows what Emerson Codd looks like? I don't even know. Is the coroner still alive? He looked pretty old. Who, by the way, I read back in the day that if the more seasons had happened, he was supposed to be a bigger character. Like they were going to open up his storyline, which I would have loved to know because he was fun, that little coroner. Barely had any lines, but I wanted to know more.
He got a lot of funny, sassy lines.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, to eventually have an episode that would really explore how he came to be. I was looking forward to that.
Well, he is alive, so we can hold out hope.
What about
his
Jim
name is
Dale?
Cy Richardson?
What about Jim Dale?
Oh,
the narrator.
Yeah, that I'm not sure of.
Yeah,
I can ask my research department. I mean, he's been around forever and ever.
Didn't he narrate the Harry Potter books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is alive.
Okay. We got a show.
Okay.
We got a show. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, episode 3 starts with Raul Esparza. You mentioned him earlier.
Yes.
Theater legend.
Mhm.
And there's also shots of Emerson Codd in his office, which is lit exactly like Veronica Mars's dad's office.
You're right.
With the blinds and the noir and the right. So, and I wouldn't have known this without my nerducation and my past episode on Veronica Mars with Sloan Just.
Yeah.
Who I watched many episodes of Veronica Mars. And then she said, it's supposed to be a noir. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Yeah. So Pushing Daisies, to count the genres, is like romance, murder mystery, thriller, fantasy, fairy tale, and noir.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of noir.
I know. They really touch on everything, and the storylines are fun and can tie into those different genres. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of notes on this show. Well, it makes me happy.
One of the biggest storylines that is throughout and is heartbreaking is that he can't touch Chuck. They love each other deeply. They are childhood friends. They are in love. And they can't touch or she will die. Because once he brings a body back to life, if he touches it again, that's it.
Kaput forever. Right.
So watching them negotiate that is heartbreaking and heartwarming.
And the sexual tension is pretty hot, I would say, as well. Like, just like not being able to touch the person that you want to touch. I mean, ooh, come on. That's sexy.
It's what I'm feeling right now through this StreamYard situation.
But I mean, they get creative, right? Like she holds up like a plastic film to kiss him on the lips, and he, fixes his car so she can have a glove so they can hold hands. I mean, or they hug themselves, I mean,
at the end of one episode, they're each holding their own hands behind their back. I'm demonstrating. Now we're both demonstrating. And the narrator says, but they were each pretending they were holding each other's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or the bee suits, when they dance in the bee suits head to toe and they can dance.
Yes. I mean, it's so sweet. And again, like, I think it's in episode 4 where like she falls and he has to stand back. He can't catch her because he knows that's it. She'll die. Oh, heartbreaking. But also, again, they still are choosing each other. And that says a lot that they still choose each other, even though they don't have to. They could move on, but they love each other.
Right. And he does get he does, it's not really love triangle proper, but he thinks about Olive Snook and they share a little kiss, and he's having some confusion about that, which I like because I I, I would choose Olive Snook. I love her so much.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, watching them negotiate their romance and friendship, like they're just really good friends too. Uh, this is another episode where he tells the truth I'm in episode four, pigeon. No, three.
Uh,
I'm
4 is pigeon.
I'm in three still.
Okay.
He tells the funeral director the truth, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So, I mean, look, you and I meet a lot of people in our lives. I've never met someone who's like, here's the deal. I brought you back to life, or I can bring people back to life. But he does. And that's the writers challenging themselves. And I really like that because then you have to write your way out of that. And
Mhm.
that's tough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
next level.
Yeah. It's a really talented group of writers on this show for sure.
Agreed. So here's my only negative, and it is not a big one, but episode 4, Pigeon. This is where I started to wish I wasn't binging it. It is
I
not
could,
a great show to binge.
yeah, I could see that
It's
because
very
it's
repetitive.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very over the top things, and if I had a week in between, it's like a really rich dessert that you want one bite of and then you want to put it back in the fridge and have another bite the next day.
Yeah, 100% understand that. Yes, it's
Yeah.
and I also think because it is so like the colors are so it's just a lot going on for you to watch at once back to back to back, like not just the repetitiveness, but again it's a lot of stimulation at once. I think it's not
Yes.
just like a relaxed kind of show. I mean, you you're in it. You know?
Yeah. And I called the color saturated, but really all of it is saturated. The
Mhm.
emotions, the storytelling, that it's intense. Not in a
Yeah.
bad way,
No,
but I wished I had been watching it with a week in between.
no, I agree. In binging for in preparation for this podcast, I also kind of felt like, okay, 3 episodes, I got to take a little break, even though I love it. But it's like it's not as special when you binge it. To me, I think is what it takes kind of the specialness away.
I agree. That second bite of that amazing dessert, it's
Hmm.
like, oh, now it's heavy and it's too much.
Yeah.
So leave it to me to make a food analogy.
What? Why are we not eating pie while we're doing this?
I know there's a lot of good food in this, but while we're talking about binging, that's such a thing these days. Everybody's binging shows and then they're listening to podcasts and doing rewatch podcasts. And there is a terrific one called We Are Liars. If you're into Pretty Little Liars, this is hosted by Michelle Rubenstein of the Movie Friends podcast, who has been on my podcast, and her partner, Liz Daly. And they are just charming. Their concept is similar to this in that Liz Daly is obsessed with Pretty Little Liars and Michelle is experiencing it for the first time with her, and they're discussing, and it's a total treat. If any of you are out there are Pretty Little Liars fans. See, I clearly am not, but I'm a fan of this podcast. It's really just a total treat, and check it out on the Total Betty Podcast Network.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out. That sounds fun.
Yes, they are delightful. We were talking about pie.
Pie.
There's a pie in this episode that I am hot for. Pear with the Gruyere crust.
Right? Doesn't that sound fascinating?
Oh,
Right? I know.
yeah. I'm a big fan of the fruit and cheese, like a slice of cheddar on an apple pie. And this is
Yeah.
just next level for that.
Mm-hmm. It's delicious. I mean, all the pies. I don't know who did the food design in that show, but I mean, everything I want. I'm not even a huge pie person, and I still want to take a bite of everything I see on that show.
I'm not a big pie person either. I prefer like a cake or a
Yeah.
donut or something like that.
Pastry. Yeah.
Sure. But they also actually eat on the show.
They
Big
do. I
pet
know that's
peeve,
a big thing for you.
right?
They eat a lot on this show. Yeah.
They do. Characters actually take big, real bites of food and chew it and swallow it, and it's satisfying that we want to eat and they're actually eating.
Yeah. I mean, and that's one of the things, again, I don't, for those who haven't seen the show, Ned brings things back to life, and that includes fruit. So a piece of rotted fruit, he can touch it, and now it is the most delicious fresh strawberry, but he can't eat his own pies because if he takes a bite, it rots in his mouth again. So it's kind of fun to see that he doesn't actually get to eat that often because he knows the consequences.
Right. And then there is a health inspection in one episode, and they walk in the freezer, and it's all dead, rotted fruit.
Yeah.
This one was Pigeon was too convoluted for me. Was this the one with Jimenez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another the pilot who crashes.
Right. This just had too many historical references trying to relate to the current prison breakouts and plus what was going on with Ned and Chuck. I was just a little lost. But this is when the feeling washed over me that Pushing Daisies is of my favorite genre of books and shows and movies, in that it is a bunch of very flawed people that we love doing the best they can. And they make mistakes and they hurt each other, but we are rooting for everyone anyway.
Agreed. I think that's a great way to summarize the characters on this show. Let's just end the podcast here. Done. Mandy did it. Boom.
I won. Yeah, I think that's and case in point is Olive Snook, which I know we touched on, but she is flawed. She does some shitty things, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's not a little Miss Perfect, but we get why, and we root for her, and we root for all of them. And I just, that is the ultimate, that's my jam.
Yeah. Good. See, I'm feeling good. This is no Showgirls. This is not a Showgirls repeat. I'm trying to get out of that Showgirls hole. I don't think you'll ever forgive me.
Never forgive you. Who is your favorite of our regular characters? If they got a spin-off show, like which one do you want to have a spin-off show?
I mean, I wanted the ants. I love their dynamic. I think they are so interesting, and we learn more about them in season 2. But yeah, totally the ants. How about you?
I gotta go Emerson Codd and Olive Snook, but as that Jack and Karen chemistry, does that continue in season 2? I didn't get to watch season 2.
Yes. I'm trying to think more. I wish I would have rewatched season 2 now, so it'd be fresher. Nothing stands out in particular, but Olive is definitely part of that group now, investigating murders. Like she's like a junior detective, I think they call her later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And season 2, Emerson, like they touched a little bit about it, jumping ahead to episode 9, where you learned that he has a daughter. Emerson.
What?
Yeah, in one of the episodes, he it's the very last episode, he like kind of casually mentions, because like Chuck is missing her dad. She's found out that Ned had something to do with that, and Emerson's like, well, as a father, and it's like, sorry, what? You're a father? And so that's explored in season 2, but again, never satisfied with how it really, because again, it got canceled. So
right.
Yeah, and you learn, about, and also in this episode, the final episode, you learn who Chuck's, I should say, real mother is, and that's explored more in season 2, and yeah.
Wait, we learned that in season 1?
Yes. Did you not watch episode 9?
I thought I did. I thought I watched them all.
Do you want me to tell you how?
Yeah.
So, you know how Chuck has been spiking the pies with like feel good stuff from Raul? So Olive makes the pie but doesn't know the ratio. So she just dumps all of that feel goodness stuff in there. And Swoozie Kurt's character eats the entire pie. And so she's like tripping. And, she's just kind of sitting there and talking to a floating mermaid, and she's like, well, yeah, because I'm Chuck's mom. And it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
And that's how season 1 kind of ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped taking notes because a lot of my notes were just like, oh, I like this part, so like, but so I didn't have the notes, but I did watch it all.
Yeah.
The line, well, headgear was a form of birth control.
Yeah.
Like, right, he says, you had crooked teeth? No, they thought it was a form of birth control.
Yeah.
I love that. And then there's another heartbreaking element to the show. This is the worst one. He can't pet his dog.
I was going to bring that up.
Digby.
Poor freaking Digby. What a great little pup. I loved him. Yeah, I know.
You would die.
Oh yeah. I couldn't do it. But they have an understanding. They know. Digby knows.
And he has he'll just be talking to someone and he has a hand that he pulls out and it's like one of those back scratchers and he'll rub Digby with it for a minute. It's sweet, but it would kill me not to pet my cats.
That reminds me, we didn't talk about the dog episode, which had your boyfriend Joel McHale in it.
Joel McHale. Interestingly, he looked a little too young. I like today's Joel McHale, like Scream 7 Joel McHale. He's so chiseled and handsome, and I don't know how old he is, probably 52 or something, and he is at his peak hotness.
He Clooney'd.
He did. He is.
Totally
He still is. I loved it. But that was, I think, one of the episodes that it was just too much. He had
I love
wives
the dog
and there were
episode.
dogs and it was just too much.
Yeah. What did you think about the Paul Rubens character?
This is where I was paying less attention, honestly, because it was towards the end of the season and I had watched them all in a row and I was a little burnt out. So he was in that jockey episode?
No, he is in episode 7, the one about smelling.
Oh, yeah. I definitely was paying less attention. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, so what's interesting is that he can smell that Chuck smells like death. And he's like, why do you smell like death? And so that comes also to play in season 2. Is he going to be able to figure out who she is? Dun, dun, dun.
Because Chuck everyone knows she's dead. They had a funeral and she's gone. So she can't just return. She can't talk to her aunts. She can't just parade about town. So she wears sunglasses. Totally. And sometimes a cute little scarf on her head. And now no one knows who she is.
Just like Clark Kent and Superman. You can't tell when he has those glasses on. Totally different look.
Totally different. It's so true. That's, not based on a true story.
No, not at all. But yeah, I am in the later episodes, Raul comes back and is kind of a love interest for Olive, which is fun.
That gave me hope.
Yeah.
But one time she kisses him and then it turns out that was just a dream sequence or something. And that was a bummer.
She meets a new guy in season 2.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So again, I'm so curious how they'll deal with that in season 3, fingers crossed.
Right.
But yeah, it's one of those shows that, again, I agree that it's not the most bingeable show. It's like 3 episodes. It's like, okay, now I want to go back in and watch more. Cause I also felt that rewatching it, but I still love it.
I loved it too. And
yay!
There's a lot of theatrical moments. There's some music. Ellen Green and Chenoweth end up singing in the backseat of a car, which is like a dream come true for us theater girls. And, it is a beautiful show. And it is essentially very positive, very hopeful, very loving. There's a lot of death, but I don't know. The bad guys aren't real scary. It's just, it's a lovely, lovely show. And I never would have tried it without your encouragement. So thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I really, really did. What's not to enjoy?
I know, right?
If you have a heart, you will love Pushing Daisies.
Agree. Everyone, it's unfortunately not streaming anywhere. You either have to get your hands on a DVD or buy it, but it's worth it. And it's something, again, I go back and I've watched it now 4 times in a row. I mean, I probably would have watched it more back in the day, but it wasn't streaming. And I don't think I had a DVD player even back then. So
All right. Well, if you're listening to this, reach out to me on socials. I will send you the DVDs of the first season.
Worth it.
I have them. Jess, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. You are
Thanks for having me.
always a delight. I love you so much. And thank you all for listening. You are all a delight. Reach out and let me know what you want me to become nerducated about. I'll do it. I'll pander.